Good evening, America, and welcome once again to Business Credit Radio. We're on blogtalkradio.com, and we're mighty glad you came tonight. Thank you. We want to say welcome to all of our friends calling us and coming in from overseas to listen to this episode and any archived episode that they listen to. Thank you very much. We're proud this evening to have as our featured guest Mr. Barry Elms. He's back once again, folks. Before we get started, I want to also say thank you to our sponsor for tonight's show, and that would be my friends at CMA.
This evening's show is partially brought to you by the Credit Management Association, a proud affiliate of the National Association of Credit Management that has helped business-to-business companies with their credit, collections, and financial decisions since 1883. Contact CMA at www.creditmanagementassociation.org for more details on how CMA can benefit you. This segment of Business Credit Radio is brought to you by the law offices of Robert S. Bernstein, managing partner of Bernstein Berkeley PC, bringing a business approach to legal service. Call 412-456-8113 for more details.
Thank you. We're back live. Thank you to all of our friends that are here overnight and coming to our show. Please, if you want to call in, here's your directions. Call in to 347-989-8342. Now, one more time, that's 347-989-8342. You'll have instructions that will appear on the screen when you do that, and you just dial into that number, hit the number 1, you come up on my studio, I bring you on live, and you can talk to myself or Barry, ask any questions that you like. And we do appreciate if you would come on and ask us questions. Business Credit Radio welcomes back nationally renowned business coach Barry Elms. This exciting and dynamic new program will show you how to maximize performance and secure a rewarding career in this very challenging economy. Here's the highlights. How you can outperform everyone. How you can be organized and efficient. How you can set realistic and challenging goals. How you can get motivated to peak performance. How to be a strong and effective negotiator. How to develop great relationships with customers and colleagues, and much, much more. During this exciting, fun-filled program, Barry Elms will share with you how to make the most of your chosen career, enabling you to earn respect from your colleagues, build strong relationships with customers and clients, achieve maximum results, and reap the rewards of a successful career. So we're going to maximize results, improve relationships, and create more solutions. Now, tonight's discussion specifically is conflict management skills for credit professionals. Welcome back, Barry.
Hey, thanks, Phil. Pleasure to be back.
Well, we're always glad to have you back here. What is this, your fourth time or your third time you've been on the show?
I was thinking about that. Yeah, I think we did the first one on negotiating, and that went well, and we talked about it so much we had to come back and finish that discussion. And then we did the 10 habits of successful credit professionals, a week or two back? And here we are specifically talking about that aspect of the credit profession when we have to deal with conflict. So I think you're right. I think it's 4.
Well, the good news is, as of today, just to let all of our listeners know, Barry and his previous episodes can now be viewed live on YouTube. All of the episodes, just go to type in the episode for tonight, for example, Conflict Management Skills for Credit Professionals, and you'll be able to listen to the whole program right off of YouTube. Now, this is very cool. This is something I just started, and I'm going back and I'm archiving all of the 70-plus episodes that we've done on Business Credit Radio to date, and we're going to put them out there for everybody to enjoy worldwide. So that's good stuff. Now, conflict management skills for credit professionals. Conflict management. Explain to me a little bit what we're talking about, Barry.
Yeah. I got to be careful what I say too, because if it's going to be on YouTube, it's going to be there forever, and who knows when I hear it. I better make sure I don't say anything stupid. But yeah, look, conflict management for anybody, I guess, could be the program, because no matter what sphere of activity you operate in, there's inevitably going to be conflict. Nobody agrees with everybody all the time. But in credit management, I think particularly, when you're talking about a relatively emotionally charged topic, which is parting with money, yeah, you got to be aware that not everybody's going to want to talk to you. Not everybody's going to want to be your best friend, and you've got to know how to manage that. So I certainly think it has real relevance in the credit community, Phil.
Well, yeah, I agree. Of course, you and I were talking briefly before the show started. I have had some problems and conflicts with my previous management from time to time. When things were really, really good, I had no problems at all. When things got to be a little bit dicey, let's just simply say management became a little difficult, and the conflict started to occur. So I guess the better you do and the better the economy, the more credit managers are going to find their jobs to be easier to get along with. Would you say that's true?
Well, look, if you can avoid internal conflict, that's good, because the external conflict will exist from time to time. And if you're putting out fires on the home front as well, I think that could wear you out very quickly, Phil. So I do agree that as successful as you can be, that's likely to ease the internal pressure. But I do think the external pressure is always there. The external pressure of people who resent being asked for money is always going to be a potential for conflict. So even if we can do a good job and make sure that we got our colleagues on our side, I think inevitably you've got to expect from time to time to come up against a customer who resents the conversation, or it tries to intimidate or bully or frustrate. It's inevitable, I think. Just got to be ready for it.
You're absolutely right. It is inevitable, and one of the things that you touched on that's very important that credit managers have had to deal with down through time, and that is don't bring the office home with you. Just simply don't do that if you can get around it. And any listeners out there, pay attention, because I know from whence I speak, because I was terrible. Because I was
I don't know if there's a cure for that, but one of the things that I think can be, and this is a very minor thought that I'm throwing in here, one of the things that I think can help is that adjustment period that you have when you leave the office and make your commute home. If you're only 5 minutes away from home, it's not very easy to make the adjustment. But if you've got a 30 or 40 or 50-minute commute from the office to the home, you probably can find a way to get your head around now into a different environment,
Oh, yeah, I do. One of my last consulting jobs, I had to travel 2 hours there and 2 hours home. So, yeah, I was quite passive by the time I got home.
I'm surprised you didn't stop off on the way home, Phil, to get an attitude adjustment, right?
Yeah, it's, wow. And any credit manager out there listening, finance managers too, or just about anybody, now that I think about it, you can attest to what I'm talking about. It's a tough deal. But you know what I found out? I found out that dealing with customers seemed to be an awful lot easier than having to deal with my own people internally. Did you find that true, or what?
Well, I've never really, I'm trying to think of my last 30 or 40 years, had any internal conflict, because first of all, the last close to 30 years I've been rowing my own boat, and so I hadn't had anybody internally to criticize or compliment. And I don't know if that's good or bad. But when I was younger, I was very lucky. I had very supportive management for me, and never ever can I say that I've had extensive internal conflict. Maybe that's what's enabled me to focus my energy on how to be effective with external conflict, I suppose, because never had to deal too much with the backstabbers and the gripers and the complainers. And I know that there are people out there, Phil, who actually do conferences and seminars